So I'm on trail again. This is my first night and this is camp number 1. It's going to be dark soon, so I'm going to start working on my bed and whatnot. See you later. So I'm all settled in now, got the ultimate up and just made a cup of coffee. I'll just put my down booties on and I've got my camp lantern up there, mounted up the top, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I didn't bring the insert this time. I've just got the Hyperlight Mountain Gear ground sheet. I should be okay here. So I'm just going to enjoy my coffee. And then I guess I'll get dinner on the go soon. This is the largest of the 2 lanterns that I'm trying out from Treadlight Gear, and I'm pretty impressed, I gotta say. I have my luxury item with me on this hike. I've got my what's it called, Zero chair. Good morning, this is day 2. It's been an interesting night. So I'm sleeping next to this lake. There's just straight down there, there's like a shelter that it's not like an official shelter on Skåneleden. It's it must be one that like fishermen come and use. It's right on the water. But I went to bed around about 8 o'clock last night, and then it was 20 to midnight. Then this couple turned up on motocross bikes and shining the lights everywhere straight into my tent. They were down there for a little while, then they came up to my tent. I think it was about midnight, and they hello they said, and they're shining it right into my tent here. And they said, oh, they were freaked out over that I was there. And I'm like, well, I'm freaking out that you're coming up to me in the middle of the night. What are you doing? Oh, we're just gonna have a barbecue. And I said, oh, it's a bit late for a barbecue, isn't it? Oh no, they're coming down here and they're gonna light the fire. And you can see the shelter's just down here. They left at 6:20 AM this morning. They didn't sleep there, so I don't know what they were, just having a good time and some food or something, I don't know. But you can see that they've left one of the bikes here. It's laying on the ground there. You can see there's a decent sized table here and a boat ramp. This is the shelter here. You can see it's right against the water's edge. That's what it looks like on the inside. There's an old pillow over there. A couple of boats turned up on their side. It's not supposed to be raining today. It's a little bit coming down at the moment, but it's just only slight. Plenty of firewood up there. I've been through here a couple of times before, but I've never stayed at this shelter. It was quite pretty here. This is part of Skåneleden. See, it's called Veslar. I'm not going to Glenmorga. I'm going to turn off before that way and head back to the car. Okay, I'll show you here. I parked the car here last night and I actually walked up through some forest roads this way and I camped here last night at the lake, and then this morning I went out to the excuse me, the main road here, and I walked up here, and that's where I am now, heading this way. My plan is to camp here tonight, but I think I'm going to be there too early. Today I was going to go over and visit the lakes here, but I've decided against that. So I'm going this way and then back to the car. I think there's a lake here and I'm thinking about maybe picking up some water here because this is a good sized lake. And then keep heading on so that I'm closer to the car tomorrow. So I'm hoping that I can camp around here somewhere. That's the plan at the moment. So a few years back I had lunch here. It's quite a pretty spot. There's toilet block down there, and then down there we can see some signs. There's some pump water, which I strongly advise against drinking that stuff. They say to boil it first, but I just don't like it. You could get some water from here and then filter from the stream here, but it's very what do you call it? It gets the colour from all the roots in the ground and whatnot, a browny colour. But it's okay to drink if you filter it. And most of your water you boil. So there's not very good pictures for an ultimate here, because it's not very nice to pitch down in front of the toilet. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. It's very nice walking through here. Very pretty. Very quiet. Nobody around. I haven't passed anybody on any trails. The only interruptions I had last night, that was the couple that came on the motocross bikes. So I went up and looked at that bike that was laying on the ground. And it looked like some, I don't know, some batteries or something lying next to it, and it looks like they were trying to get it going or something. So they've just left it there. So they'll be locals that just live not that far away. It's funny, when I've walked all these trails on Skåneleden, but when I come back and revisit, I can remember some areas and some parts, but there's a lot of parts that that I don't really remember. I mean, it's a lot of 1,200 kilometers I've done, but over 3 years. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting old. So things have changed a little bit since this morning. It's about 12:30, and that site where I was going to camp for tonight is only about 1 kilometre away. So I'll be there by 1ish. It's too early to stop for me. So I'm thinking of finishing this off today, doing this in 2 days instead of 3. So to do that, it means that the last half hour, maybe max 1 hour of the hike, I probably have to do some night hiking. I haven't really done night hiking before, but it doesn't bother me. I'm quite impressed with that new headlamp I've got, and it's got a brilliant high beam on it. So I think that's the plan at the moment. When I get down here at the site, I think I'm going to grab 1 litre of water, just in case I don't make it and I have to camp out somewhere. So then at least I've got some water for dinner tonight. Okay, so it's nearly 1 o'clock, it's 6 minutes to 1. Just down here is this campsite where I was going to stay tonight. It's like a where canoeists can come, and they've got like a fire pit there, I think. So it's not like an all official campsite or whatever. Looks like I have to negotiate a little bit of water here. I think I'll just go over here. A little bit drier to walk. Don't have to get my shoes wet if I don't have to. So Skåneleden continues to the right there, and this is the little campsite here that I had eyed last time I came by. See, there's a little fire pit there, and I guess this is like a railing where you can put canoes up, and I could have probably put the ultimate up there, Anyway, I'm going to just pick up some water and then I'll be leaving again. The first time I was in this area, it was the end of April, possibly the beginning of May, I can't quite remember, but it was a very warm, unusually hot weekend. I think I had a 2 or 3 day hike, I can't remember, but I was on my day number 2, I think. It's all a bit vague really, but what I can remember is that I was very, very sick. I was vomiting, I couldn't stand up, I was weak, I had no energy at all. And I presume that I had heat stroke. I had to lie down on the side of a road, and I just slept there on a sleeping mat with my, I remember I had my Cumulus 250 quilt over me, and I had to keep putting it on and taking it off. I was just sweating and then cold. I was so sick. I called my wife, and then my wife and my son, they came and collected me. So after about 3 hours of lying on the side of the road, I got enough energy to hop up and walk out to the main road where they could find me. So and it was one of the most beautiful evenings for that year. So my wife was a bit mad because she had to drive 2 or 3 hours to come over here in Sweden and pick me up. So it was a bit creepy. I didn't film while I walked through the area, but it was very creepy. So days like this, I basically don't stop. I just stop to pee. I try to drink enough. I'm not very kind to myself. Not today either. I'm going to be doing 29 kilometers today. I've worked it out to be. But I eat on the go. I eat these oatmeal bars. I think they're called flapjacks. Made in England, I think. They taste really good. I can't stand Cliff Bars. Just can't get them down. So flapjacks it is. They taste good. So I've already eaten 2 of them. I've got some licorice all sorts. I'm going to get stuck into that soon just to give me a bit of a boost. And then this afternoon I have got a packet of cashews, and I've got a packet of beef jerky. So that should keep me going. I've got about 10 kilometers left. The time's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I should make it. This was another option that I was looking at. I could have pitched a tent here if I had to, but it's only 2 o'clock and I'm going to keep on going. I reckon I've got about 8 kilometers left now, and then I'll be up at 29 today. I've done just over 21 at the moment. I'm pretty happy with that. This is a pretty cool looking lake here. When I get down here, I'll just show you. It looks like there's a rope down there that they use for jumping off. I'll just get to it in a second. Here we go. Can you see that? You can see there's a rope hanging down. Looks like the local swimming hole. I read up a little bit about this. I think it's called Skåneleden SL1 Section 6A. Apparently some of this track used to be an old train track, and they called it Headspin. Here we go, I'll show you this. Pretty cool dam, lake, I don't know, I'm pretty sure on the map it said it's a lake, but it looks like it's an old quarry site. Anyway, to continue, Headspin, translated it means the pig track. So why did they call it a pig track? It's because the train, when it whistled, it sounded like a screaming pig. This is another pretty area that I'm walking through. All I can hear is the birds. It's nice to see that the sun's trying to get through the clouds. I had some slight rain this morning. I actually had to put my rain pants on. But it wasn't much and it didn't last long. They actually said that it wouldn't even rain today, but that's how it is. Time is 2:20 in the afternoon, so I'm doing really good time. So this hike will be over today. So you won't be seeing any more of the ultimate. I didn't film much last night because I got in really late. Wow, late. It was like 4 in the afternoon, but then it was dark. The sun goes down about 4:30, so I didn't have long to get things ready. I had about 8.1 kilos in my pack. That includes food and fuel, but not water. And I had that Helinox Chair Zero, I believe it's called, with me. I've also got the ground chair, which is heavier, and it's a little bit more difficult to get out of, but it doesn't sink in to the ground like the Zero does. But I like the Zero. It's lighter and it's easier to get up out of and down into for old codgers like me. I'm going to start to try to take it on some of my hikes. as my only luxury item. Not sure when I'll be out again. I've had a pretty good weekend. It was a difficult night, as you could imagine, with those people that visited me in the middle of the night and then left at about 6:20 this morning. Really weird, strange. And then they had the audacity to come up to me and wake me up in the middle of the night and say that I freaked them out because I was there with my tent, which I'm allowed to be. In Sweden they've got allemansrätt, which means that basically you can nearly camp wherever you want, so long as you're not on someone's property without permission. And I think it's, don't quote me, it's about 500 meters from a dwelling. Yeah, you just got to do the right thing. But basically Sweden's pretty good, and that's why I come over here. So so I had every right to be there, but obviously there were some local people that are used to be able to just come down there in the middle of the night and no one's there. I don't know, that's just what I presume. But I went off trail because I saw a sign that said that there was like a fishing spot down there. So I thought, beauty, I'll go down there and find somewhere to camp. So that's what I did. So it's pretty cool here, you can fill up on water. And I'm heading that way. I must be about 5 or 6 kilometers now from the car. So that's the name of this little town, Högsma. I don't know how you pronounce it. And up there, the sign on the side of the building says it's a vandrarhem, so that's like a hostel. So this bridge here that I just walked over, I'll just try and give you a side view of it. Here we go. This bridge is from the 1700s. So there's a bit of history for you. I just wanted to add some information, and that is that shelter side, or the lakeside camping spot that I was at last night, is like a remote location. It's like tracks to get there, so it's not like that it's, and it doesn't show on Skåneleden maps. Although I think that the shelter is actually owned by the local council, because up on the walls there was some signs about how much fishing permits cost and where you can ring to and whatnot. Anyway, I'll close that discussion now. I still think it was pretty weird. My hike is coming to a close. I guess I'm about 3 or 4 kilometers away from the car now, so it's not far. And it looks like I'm coming up and doing about a 29 or maybe even a 30 kilometers today. Okay, I'll close off, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching once again. Remember to like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.